Welcome to Watchat, where we chat about watches and other facts of life. Here is me talking about the 5 things you should think about when getting a pre-owned watch. We all love our watches, and that is why it's important for us to purchase them from a reliable source. However, there comes a time where we may be forced to consider getting these watches from someone that we may not personally know. Whether it is from the grey market or secondary market, especially if it is a pre-owned watch, here are the 5 things you should take note of. Although this may or may not matter to some people, it is nevertheless something that one should take note of. A used watch that is sent in for polishing will have the shine and finesse like a new watch. However, watches that have been sent in for polishing will lose its sharp edges and have the watch altered from its original form, especially when it has been sent in for polishing more than once. That is why, to a watch connoisseur, one would prefer a watch unpolished to preserve its value. The first question one will usually ask oneself when buying a pre-owned watch is this a fake watch? With so many good imitation watches floating around, it is becoming more and more difficult to tell the difference between an authentic fake and a poorly maintained genuine pre-owned watch. You will be surprised to know that some of these fake watches can also come with box and papers. And that is why one should not rest on one's laurels when a seller is selling a watch that has box and papers. You will still need to do your own due diligence to authenticate it. At times the watch may be a genuine authentic. However, there are possibilities that the parts used after it was sent in for repairs may not be one of such. Let's be honest here. Anyone who has accidentally dropped their watch and decides to sell it later may not necessarily tell you that they have dropped it before. And that is why it is best to know the history of the watch. For example, if you're buying directly from the owner, observe the seller and his demeanor. Whether the previous owner is someone who is meticulous and careful, or someone who is messy and careless, can tell you a lot about how the watch is being taken care of. If you're buying from a middleman or a pre-owned shop, make sure you check out the watch to see if there are any tail signs of abuse. Always use a loupe. Ask as many questions as possible and see if the answers tally with the watch. If someone were to say that the watch is rarely worn, but sweat dirts are found on the bracelet and strap, you know that may not be the truth. Do not be shy to ask the difficult questions. You are after all spending a lot of money on it, and the seller should give you that due respect. Most people won't service their watch, especially if they are about to sell them. Hence, it is best to keep your expectation low and treat the watch as something that has not been serviced. Unless of course, if service papers are adduced, and there is proof that the watch was recently serviced, there is a high probability that you might have problems with the watch down the road, especially if the watch is something old and a beater watch. You might want to factor the cost of servicing it once you've acquired it. We've talked about sweat dirt earlier. We might as well talk about personal hygiene. Hygiene is not something we talk about in the watch world often. However, I think it is something that one should take note of when buying or trying on a watch. This doesn't just apply to pre-owned watches. Even watches that are displayed in ADs could be worn by people who have skin disease and can be transmitted by touch. Do you know that diseases like ringworm, molluscum contagiosum, scabies, hand, foot and mouth disease are just a few examples that can be transmitted through things and touch. Especially when COVID-19 is on the spread, one should really be careful and make sure that these watches are clean before trying them on or buying them. You probably want to factor in the cleaning cost or the cost of a new strap when getting a pre-owned watch. So there you have it. If you're getting a pre-owned watch, do remember these 5 things. P for polishing, L for legitimacy, U for use and abuse, S for servicing, and H for hygiene. In case you forget, just remember the word plush. Watch collecting is, after all, a plush hobby. Anyway, if there are other things that you think we should take note of, do share them in the comments below so that others can also benefit with your knowledge and stay safe in times like these. If you like this kind of video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you won't miss any of my videos to support me, and I'll really appreciate it and promise to upload more videos like this. Until the next one, thank you for watching.